pom to say.
All right.
Minia, what to say?
Wadaroma, is it me say a job at Tonsa for no be inspection office so now for challenges the office when you met him there to job.
Hey, in fact,
a teacher for them if Amunia grow, if we say Muhian Kasa, you know, it means will be a teacher Jumanu, a JJ Musa, the many abriche bibia.
Unim na me try dear baby. And me use you as an example.
Yeah.
So when you are being interviewed by Omayuni, he has a strategy of putting questions. If you are not careful, you would think that he's antagonizing you. He's trying to gather more information. And it's a very good strategy.
But that's it, Angel. Cabo, no. Angel, wait, all my way, my questions are coming, but Adisadel called here. Everyday challenges. I when the iron say. Makada da say kanena na yadwene say o teacher ni wakatua ewo ewiem heaven no. Sabre no yetwem. A teacher can drive a Maybach.
That's right.
A teacher can also live at Trasaco.
That's right.
A teacher can also afford a 3-square meal.
That's right.
A teacher can also buy a dia ultimate wato amane krankasa abano.
That's right.
A teacher is no more waketua ewo heaven.
That's right.
It's our mentality ni die. As I say nyina kambom. Na ye fight sa mentality ni say teacher ni die waketua ewo soro. Na soro no ankodu a na say de obey nyina na why ne kwa hawo.
Why ne kwa.
Enti at an appropriate time the megidi say let us start that advocacy. Na yempim enkonkan. Na Ghana for betiase say ochirechire ni ho a from crèche to the last person so ni wa bebreba ye kenyina ye tia ye bia no nyina no enye possible.
Absolutely I agree with you because ochirechire ni betumi a change the destiny of your child to the extent that akwa obi ni enidaso no mu no ochirechire ni betumi a change sa akwa no. And in the next few years, you will be shocked what that child can become.
Exactly.
And we have several examples. Nipa catcher say, oh, I'm can me class 6 teacher away, and I'm a form 3 teacher away, and that teacher away, and can be amazed to know. That is how teachers can change the destiny of states.
But Odin Komo we are ba, and but why have we as a country? Angel, from your days of strong advocacy, say the crowd make us say enyinintino or toboase e onoma bebree hu. Ebra na uginem as Angel Kabonono. Nani nyina ye the continuous look down on teachers as a country, but expecting teachers to provide or to give the needed results. How have you been working through?
It has a historical reason. It started from how education began in this country. The missionaries now omudi education by omudi aditre any category ejuma efrai. So that ejuma na tita ne ye those days no na enye security and all ye ya pe in kofo ama sorry. So there was no difference between the teacher and the church worker. But in those days, now society was not monetized. So though the teachers didn't have money, they had a lot of respect. In fact, some of the chiefs, the letter, Esi Abantesimba, not teach away and not teach away anymore. For letter, no, the teacher was an honest, respectable gentleman within the society. Unfortunately, society has become monetized, but we have still kept the vocational aspect of teaching. So, now people were no longer respecting integrity. We are no longer respecting morality. we are now respecting the person who has money. So the teacher was left behind. So here, oh, we a teacher need. Oh, he has profiled you financially because of the market here. So instead of valuing you, he will not respect you.
But very sad. That's not
Very
what.
sad.
But that's not what is happening. Maybe a quiet couple so called, for lack of a better word, greener pastures. No,
Yes.
teachers are extremely appreciated.
Yes, because
of reverence,
the value of education. They know that when I put a human being in the hands of a teacher, I have put the destiny of the state in the hands of the teacher. And in those societies also, they also expect high standards from the teacher. So it's a mirror effect. You value me, I give you high standards. So here, no, you don't value the people, you expect high standards, you have all the infractions that we have. But when the day that we will start changing from kindergarten, in fact, nations are made from kindergarten.
But very worrying, and so there's major decisions about the teaching profession or fraternity. No, most of the time, I am a bargaining chip. No, either some betwatching and I say omunti kra and a very weak from pa.
The reason is that a lot of decisions that concern education in this country is not taken by educationists. It is taken by politicians who have no knowledge of how education should be. That is the most unfortunate thing. So, for example, research says that the maximum hours, the minimum period a child should stay in class is 40 minutes. A politician can decide, say, me 1 hour. Or no, also say, oh, 1 hour, no. Or the big power, the way it says, concentration and absorption of knowledge that have a negative return after some period. So you need to hand over this decision to the hands of the educationists. During Kwame Nkrumah time, school now is Bangalore because he knows that there is a need for teachers to stay on campus to serve as a deterrent to the behavior and misbehavior of students. So it's a very big problem, and we will need to start solving it from today.
But how do you solve it when political parties omo manifesto sir muntimi and take a hard stance say obi a person or convince the teaching fraternity no there should be policies that will enable to improve our education and to improve the living standards of the teacher from crèche to the last person who is teaching you.
You see, so Oman, who call for a penny?
Debbie.
Oh, okay. I thought you were out of pass.
Mimi school, I done in my school. Wesley Day, I done Kumasi Wege.
Oh, okay. Time now to those days. Now, to me, was in the hands of your headmaster and the teacher. Maybe or my meaning you will not do. But when we say discipline and what prempe, different from discipline, they are what Okugu has. Different from discipline and what Kumasi has, based on the commitment of the teachers in those days. And then, maybe by fair discipline, no, munyan is what be any say repamon, what any say then can a hawk and a 2 minutes is 50 teachers among them. Any no. Today, students are really working. Are buying a dormitory. We working and all these a tall dormitory and all share no. That happened just 2 years ago.
Hey, Not just yen come out, ye be de crowd a tip of the iceberg, no.
Absolutely. Who student, what's wrong in Kofe? Who say, your promise will say, abandon now Pasco, now Pasco no the man, one young question, and into more destroy school property. How? How can this be? Now, students, what can you? I am now students be on mobile phone in middle school. Now, what can video? Now, we have two social media. Now, we I criticize government policy, but I have never insulted the president of this country. And I can never do that.
But the society that we find ourselves in, strangely, sadly, and worrying enough, no, yenya enipa binimo mo ye titu ewo man we ma, they were supportive of what Nkwadani ye.
You see, this is the mistake we make in this country. First, opinion ponia. If you want to identify the antecedents to the wrongdoing, and nobody to me wrong argument. But only power yet bonnie condemn the person. Yes, a man who try a mania who ye come ha me coca rasta parents send you achimota.
Exactly.
In fact, a dear man for this year me come ha. But you see, not a new Rastafarian na make I was talking about obey the rules and regulations of any institution you want to be part of.
Enra meka sa same way wa. Me say ekura your standards no ya to atwene. Ye ni bibia ye hwehwe no sa kro no ye got ditch with the support of yankase ye ho but ye hu. Se me wa chimota. Na me kofa form na achimota for say unia woni gi ho say obeba achimota suku no. Ye ha no ye nhihye ye A to B to Z. What is your problem?
What is your problem?
If you feel that sa hano esa ABCD nti wonso ntimi nye part of it, you have more than 10 options to be part of those who accept that thing. I was part of that conversation at the bar, and no e dey abedu sam pempenso because now the center is not holding. There are no standards in whatever we do as a country, in governance, in holding public office, being a teacher, being a journalist, being a trader, being a driver, working for GPRTU, working for a private entity. There are no standards in this country again.
Omahini, me sure so what to point akọ amononida. You know that you are not supposed to pass here.
And you easily comply. You easily comply.
Including the stubborn Ghanaian. He or she complies. You cannot build a society without standards. You cannot build a society without restrictive rules and regulations. It brings harmony. It brings conformity. And gives the nature and posture of that institution. Well, because after all, if a teenager goes to school and cannot obey the rules of the school, as a teenager who is going to stay in the school for only 3 years, how do you expect that child to grow? And when he is working, he obeys the laws of the country. When you go into the military, some of the commands may not make sense to you, but there is a reason why those commands are there. So that in the times of war, when you get the command from your boss, you do not ask questions. Because the moment you want to ask questions, you can die. Every society needs to have its rules and regulations. If you want to be a Catholic priest, you have to swear an oath of obedience to your bishop. You don't question when your bishop gives you directly. Your bishop may be right or wrong, but you have to follow that order. You cannot come and be a priest and now come and say that I want to marry, and that celibacy is against human rights. Do you see that the Catholic Church is a very well-regulated and orderly church?
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry to my Pentecostal brothers. You see, and those days, who was school back will say, hey, who go school, huh? I think the reason why they perform well is that there is look, one school we used to give examples was Salaries. Akotia, where the rules were strict in those days. Look at the products from Salaries. Where are they today? They are in managerial positions. That is the problem we have with education.
I see. Angel, Yambra back to the SC. The entire Mikasa a tip of the iceberg example I would at the mine. But I know you are worried already as a teacher.
Absolutely.
How do we go about this?
In fact, when I saw the video, that boy who was being strangled, I placed my son into that ball, and I asked myself, if it were my son, what will I have done? In fact, it's a sad development. This is not the only occurrence. Bullying is very rampant in our schools, especially the boys' schools. It happens in me school, it happens in girls' schools, but the scale is at a different level when it comes to boys' school. When you allow growing boys and girls at this age to be by themselves without controlling order, they begin to take the law into their own hands and misbehave. People learn how to smoke marijuana when they went to school. And I have lost very brilliant young boys who came to Form 1, and by the time they finished school, on one side, just because of peer influence in the dormitories. Me, assistant headmistress, we are catching anything. Boys need be the toffee. Toffee now, you did milk, you know.
I God is I'm to talk what training my street and the papa that of a friend say Alewa was a dear and also I'm not training winning my brownish yeah
and now you who office no boy no trying to now teachers will say a tough lady and a teacher back who you back not just say don't eat it.
Hey, Asmaba.
Why shouldn't I eat it?
Ejawu.
Say, don't eat it. So, Omobeye investigation. We and Omobeye talking. And a boy in the dormitory are about tongue. Oh, so an innocent child who comes from a well brought up home, a Christian child, Ebeko school. Just say we talking. Also, we are able. On your ring, start off in bed, not afford the tree. That will be the beginning of the downfall.
And your message what was about my main man for the Pachoba or my Hene Kwabna Santimi Facebook page and Mr. Mesro Infonini Edigo no Ebiano she you hear choir a brantier dinin ya a brantier faswa. Your parent in Kwa Diawa Badaya. Oh, I am Shishia. Difficult to actually watch the video, but Monfanche. That's the reality. AC Adisadel College. And that's Semper 94.7 YouTube. Ubetimi so actually. But it's here the bra on my end of you page your Facebook nothing. Beshe Angel Yantu and Common so.
But for most boy minima. Uba was a time bigger boy in Jano. Monshe
Aswa nkasa aswa yeah aswa they said yeah azuma edi twediabo je finish
me sure first in the struggle or the name
empana no ho or the empana no.
But Omahini, this thing happened about 1 month ago. Are you not surprised why the boy who was being bullied failed to report to the housemaster? In boys' school, there is a certain code. The code is you don't report when you are beaten or bullied. The moment you do that, you are a weakling. You are a daddy bean.
Yes,
most of them pass through it quietly. The teacher showed proud that we were playing. These are some of the problems we have. But to your mind, the problem is that discipline is gone down in our senior high school. Those days, you don't even know when housemasters will come into the dormitory and come and conduct roll call. Do they do that these days? Who could be player the best shoe with so they are not able to go. And then you cannot repeat a student who is not performing. In fact, headmistress B Akacha himself, boy B, for the 3 years now of our school on Tron shot header. But you cannot repeat or withdraw that ball. And what
okay, so Angel, remember let us maybe Asha's here fly, but just an update on what really is happening now. Pending the final decision of Board of Governors and GES, incident that appeared on the 30th of June 2023 at Okweku House. Actions the culprit will be outrightly dismissed and have to write his exams at WAEC. The victim will also be suspended and will write his exams with parental escort. The one who recorded the video will also be suspended externally for 1 week and also face internal suspension for 1 week. Are these enough deterrent? Sir, occurrences we know. In
the current circumstances and in relation to what has happened, I am happy with the decisions.
That the one who recorded the video will be suspended?
It is against the rules of the school.
That the other students who were at the scene but did not intervene and who also failed to report the incident will also face. They should be punished. That the housemaster and his deputy will also be suspended immediately pending the outcome of the finding of GES.
Yes, but after housemaster and then the deputy, Bonnie Ben or why? Because the housemasters don't live with the students in the dormitory, but there is a dormitory prefect where if things happen against the rules, it is your duty as a dormitory prefect to report the matter to the housemaster. If the report goes to the housemaster and the housemaster reneges on his responsibility, and I want you to be then the housemaster is culpable. But if no student reported this incident to the housemaster, and so the housemaster also got the information when the video went viral, I'm wondering how the housemaster is culpable.
Housemaster J.D. Angela by me and Casa kakra.
Yes, because on your bunu for one Kasaka one report you. The one who was being beaten on the 30th of June. Yeah, and then 20th, and then 25th of June. 25 days ago, one reported. Oh, look, and then the number in the schools is overwhelming.
Numbers, no.
The number is overwhelming. And in general, the housemasters and the house mistresses are also subject teachers. So apart from your house duty, You have to go and teach your subject and assess the student. And you know how much the house master is giving a month for the house duties he does? 120 Ghana cedis.
Ah, at the end, okay, Angel.
120.
10 cedis, 12.
12. That is the extra duty he or she does as a house master or a house mistress.
That Herculean task, no?
Ninyanko teacher na onye house master no. So on 20,000 now house master no now 1,120.
Hey, I see.
The salary of the headmaster of Presec, it is not up to 6,000 Ghana cedis.
Presec
headmaster, Achimota headmaster, Naketia at the end of the month, and soon 6,000 Ghana cedis.
Ah, unim dia wokan de 6,000 unim dia wokan.
Alright, Naketia and soon 6,000 Ghana cedis. Me a minuka say, Naketia and soon 5,000 Ghana cedis.
Ah, Angel Kabonu.
I'm telling you.
Over 20 years, no?
I'm telling you, senior teacher. And so 5,000 Ghana cedis.
I'm talking to the wrong person. This is Angel Kabonu.
Yes.
Over 20 years in the system.
Yes. And so 5,000 Ghana cedis. Headmaster of Achimota, headmaster of Prempe, Naketia, and so 6,000 cedis.
Mo adododie bi e de mo makot na ba bi ma mo jojo mo home ni o ma bi so ho ma e bo anu ma mo kama na
me say schools me be crowd run offices wa o rebel ho but we are trying. These are the problems. We have infrastructural deficits in most of the schools. The dormitories are congested. The classrooms are overpacked. Oh, in fact, there are some classes, we a teacher, you cannot walk through the roads.
Hey, Nigel, me chradie no nanya sa na ti. Yeah, because me chradie just way back here, obi we school da be cry. Because me chradie pictures here be cry. But I mean, I dream kakra. Unim. That's a one. Just Dominic. That's about 450 pounds. 450 pounds. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're right.
450 pounds.
You're right.
Almost I be judged at 20 years ago.
You see,
Ila.
And that is the fact. Look, I have invite the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission Board, ATA, and let him open the salary of GES teachers to you.
450 pounds every month.
Yeah.
Hey, and the mobile boy corruption yakoso pao.
You see the problem? So the person wakes up in the morning, instead of coming to school very happily to embrace children and teach them from his heart, he is already frustrated. Because he has just run away from his spouse. He didn't leave money and so on and so forth.
So in the midst of all this, you know, abanshi shebi ni home in terms of accommodation na teacher ni
just last year, GRA had the directive by the teachers now a one bungalow to they should start paying rent to government. And the number of teachers who are in government bungalows in the schools throughout Ghana, it is less than 5%. It's less than 5%. So, and these bungalows, some of them were built during colonial days or during the First Republic. Who call bungalows Libya? A bay where teachers sleep.
I'm beginning to understand. Nana Kwesi Apia Sechi or say minimum wage in New York City is $15. Therefore, $15 by 40 hours a week is $600. By 4 weeks, $2,400 or 26,000 Ghana cedi, using 11 Ghana cedi as exchange rate.
Yep. Yes. It's a serious matter. It's a very serious matter. You see, that is why the teacher gets employment somewhere. Quick, he's gone. The teacher who does not get the employment is very despondent. Why frustrated? This graduate. But the reality is that the politicians with money from 1992 to date, they come and talk, and that is where it ends. They talk, and that is where it ends. And yet, we are supposed to be shaping the future. We are supposed to hold in locus parentis, in place of the parents, the destiny of our future. Look at the difference. Look at the disjointed nature of it.
So, many will be but many say book with us. So, na me told the maternity book depokeo. Benim say book come chairman school biao. Courtesy for boys say, oh wow. We teach any ampa. We teach
before Form 1 Ewo Jones. Obia enya the copy of the courtesy for
boys and girls. Yeah.
So teacher no wamao obia nsia udibeye exam umfanya exam so your form uni so then they give you the rules and regulations of the school. Me say me go school na me mama friend me e ma ne to me fo or to me say hey Eric now uko now for your mother na your amoa, that's your end. If you don't know where you are going, at least you know where you are coming from. A lot of people were dismissed. After every dismissal, everybody is in attention. There was a harmonious environment for teaching and learning.
Angel, let's wrap up this way. So, what will be your prescription for what is happening now at Adisadel College, and say they will be to me a cutting off from other campuses?
In fact, the authority of school management, any teachers, have to be restored to ensure strict discipline without interference in the running and management of our school.
Mami na wase na duma member for inspection mo building na fi challenges be on there ka WhatsApp God na celebrate akosi o chia pa
me chia no
okay God on akwa ba bi
yeah